Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Paint With Me, except that we're creating a beautiful collage. We'll be using a little bit of paint, so grab a canvas board, your favorite color paint, cut your favorite images and words out of a magazine, and let's start creating together. Hey everyone, well, we are doing something a little bit different today. We're going to do some collaging, which is super fun, and it's a great way to really kind of break into a new season or a new year. If you're ever feeling stuck or in a bit of a rut, or just want to create and play without really committing to anything like a really big piece, a lot of times I'll just do collage because you really can't mess it up. It's always a lot of fun, and there's always things that I learn whenever I do collage. So in the past, this was when I did one several years ago. I did a little bit of a mixed media, lots of words, more words than pictures on this one, but you can see that paint underneath, a little bit messier. This one I had done a couple years ago, maybe 5 or 6, but super clean, right? Super clean. I really just used the ModPodge on top of the on the canvas and just did a very, you can tell the color scheme is pretty succinct. So today, those are just ideas for you. You can go into so many different ways. I was looking at a couple that I had done in the past and figuring out, I think I want to do a little bit of a mix of both. More visual, more pictures, less words, but we're going to still do some colors. So I've got a canvas. I think this one is it a 12 by 14, I believe. I am going to basically take paint on the edges, and I want to create a little bit more of a clean area here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll just talk for just a minute or two, and then of course we're going to have to let it dry. So if you're doing this at home, I have craft paint that I'm using, and then I had some acrylic paint because I can't find where my yellow paint is, and I want to do something a little bit different this year. I do tend to move towards the pinks, and I wanted to just play with some different colors. So I've got a thicker canvas. It just happened to be the one I had. And I have canvases that I've used before that I didn't like the painting. And so that's another idea. If you have a canvas that has a painting on it that's unfinished, you're just not happy with, collage is a great way to layer up. And I'll probably be doing one of those later on this year. But again, I just wanted to kind of show you my method for creating a collage to start the new year. And I am, maybe because it's been so dark and dreary, I am choosing colors that are a little bit brighter. I've been cutting out pieces of paper as well. And that's been really fun in the evening times, just kind of build up my body of paper, pictures, and some words as well. So you can see too, this is kind of fun, really relaxing. I do want all the edges to be nice and bright, but really in the middle, I'm going to be doing a lot of just the white. So just taking the white and pulling it down. And a lot of this will end up getting completely covered. You'll notice I'm just using it was one of those hotel room keys that I unintentionally forgot to turn in when I ran out of the hotel for some work trip I was on, and those end up being actually really nice things to use for paint, or Starbucks gift cards. The one after you've used them, great way to reuse them and repurpose them. So I'm just again gonna slide this down, and probably I'll turn this off. I know it's a little bit loud when I scrape this, but I wanted to give you an idea. If you wanted to use a craft, something softer, this would work too, and I can just take some paint and move that around. I want to just get a nice layer of white here. With this paint, I could even go ahead and just put it right down on the canvas too. We're not too worried. We're not trying to be real precious here. I do like having a little bit of the yellow mixed in. I think that creates a really nice gradient. And so again, just gonna pull all of this down, and then I'm gonna let it dry. And I'm gonna probably let it dry for at least an hour or two, and then I'll come back in, and by that time I'll have all my paper things that I'm going to put on here. So if you're wanting to do this with me, definitely grab some paper from magazines, cut out some pictures that are inspiring you, and let your canvas dry, and then we'll come back together and put it together, and I'll show you how I'm going to assemble mine. I'm going to do it a little bit differently this year. Again, just creating a really fun inspiration board with some bright, warm colors to keep us warm and cozy until the sun comes out and we can go bask in the sunshine and play as it gets a little bit warmer out. But for now, we're just going to create some warmth in the studio, which is always lovely. And now I'm just using my finger to move that around. I do want a little bit more yellow, like a little bit here, like on the edges, just to create when we put our papers down. I like to have some variation of color, almost like it's popping out at the edges. So I'm just moving this around here, and then I will on the sides. I need to come back in and I'll put some more yellow on the sides as well. Okay, that's looking nice. Again, I'm going to play with it a little bit more, add in a little bit more bright yellow down below, and then I'll come back and we will start adding pictures and words. Hey everyone, so everything is now nice and dry. I've let it just dry for a whole day here, and you can see the canvas. I've got the yellow on the sides. I did a little bit of variegated because I wanted it kind of to do a pop, and I've been thinking about what side I want to be up or down. So I think I'm gonna make this my top part, and I'm gonna go more vertical on this particular collage. So what I'm going to do now is, you can see, and let me scoot this out of the way. I have my ModPodge, by the way, because I want everything to be nice and shiny. I've got a little sponge that I can use. And then I have been cutting. And so this is actually, I don't know about you, but I think cutting can be so terribly therapeutic. So it's just so nice to cut things, right? I have been cutting words. I have been cutting pictures. I was just kind of cutting things that were just kind of shouting out to me, that were very pretty and lovely. And now what I'm going to do, in colors, kind of things that I thought, oh, that's really interesting. So what I'll do now is I'm going to take the next couple of minutes, and this can be really nice just to put on a podcast or some music, and I'm going to start arranging these things on the canvas. And I've had some ideas. We could be really organized, right? Like I could put things just kind of like side by side, and I've certainly done that before and just made almost like a portrait gallery. But I had an idea, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I thought maybe I might I had a lot of bigger words, and I was thinking maybe what I might do is actually create like a bouquet, with the words being the stems and then the pictures being the flowers. And this would be really interesting. It would be something different. So I'm going to play with it. Then we'll come back and I will start putting the Mod Podge on. But I think really what I'm hoping that you'll get out of that, and what I'm getting out of this, is just a wonderful way to think about things differently, to play with shapes, textures, pictures, just to get the flow of ideas moving through our hearts and minds. And again, something simple and fun, yet it can be a little bit challenging to maybe bring some organization and beauty. What I like this too is it's a no pressure project. Like the pressure is off. You don't have to get perspective right or anything like that. We're really just going to play with these things, see what speaks to us, really kind of pay attention to colors. I have really been drawn to yellows and like these deep blues lately, and greens. And again, I love pinks. I love, love, love pink. But I was also just coming into some other things, other colors that were really singing to me in this particular season. So again, I'm going to turn on the video. I think what I'll do is I'll put on the time lapse so you can see me running through this kind of at a faster pace. And I'll come back in just a couple minutes and we'll finish up with putting the Mod Podge on, and then looking at it and seeing if we want to put any other special add-ons. So give me just a second and we'll go and we'll start putting things on together. Okay, so I have what I think I'm going to create. Now, just a word, if you to the wise, if you've ever done this before, I may end up taking that off. But it won't come back totally as you wanted it to. As far as I always like to, you might want to take a picture of this before you start doing the Mod Podge, because when we take it all off and then put it back on, a lot of times it doesn't quite go back the way you originally put it on. But that's part of the beauty too, right? It's just kind of part of the flowing of this process. So I have my bouquet and I thought this was kind of fun. I really kind of rearranged the colors how I wanted them. And then up here I have more of these roses, which I may add some more, I may not. Just thinking about how I wish the color roses I had maybe were a different color, but they do add a nice pop of something. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start setting things to the side, and then once again I'm just going to go ahead and then put everything back on here with the Mod Podge. It will get everything a bit sticky, and then you're going to want to let it, if you haven't played with Mod Podge before, I usually really let it wait at least a good 12 hours. So it's about it's getting close to the evening time when we're recording this, and then we'll wait till the morning to really come back. It's going to look lovely, and then I'll look in the morning and maybe I'll add something else. I probably won't though. I will probably just really enjoy, I kind of love the simplicity of the flat texture this time. I will be doing probably more of these in an upcoming course, which I'm excited about. I really am enjoying playing with paper and paint, that mixed media. I just find it's helping me with ideas and just thinking about things a little bit differently. Okay, and you can see I'm kind of really just taking everything off. We'll go ahead and start with this. I'll go ahead and put it back on the time lapse with some lovely music to finish this up. And I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope this has given you an idea. And I will be seeing you next week. We're going to be going back and painting a little bit of different look. Instead of painting a whole flower, we're just going to paint a partial flower. And it's a really kind of a fun look at just something different with floral painting. So again, I'll go over to the time lapse, put on a little bit of music for you, and you can just enjoy watching this go out. And I would really love to see if you create your own collage to start off your inspiration board for the beginning of the year. Definitely tag me on Instagram or on Facebook. All my social media handles are below. All right, you guys, have a beautiful week, and I'm going to be talking with you soon, and enjoy the rest of this video.